Okay, so here's one offensive concept I expect to see from the Cavs a lot come playoff time. Everything you do in the playoffs gets pretty concentrated down, and what you do best gets repeated over and over. So, scissor, basically just a five out with a big man in the middle. Simple concept made famous by Tim Duncan and Coach Pop back in the early 2010s, and well, it applies well to this Cavs team, who seems like they're playing a bit of an era behind the modern game at this point, but. It's for guards, playmaking off a hub in the middle of the floor. So this can be Mobley or Allen, just getting them the ball with space. And we'll take a look at the scissor action in a second, but it's basically just a series of two quick cuts that get the big man open near the top of the floor. But as a dynamic, playmaking wing, a guard hunting shots in the perimeter, hunting offense in the lane, having a big man with the ball in the middle of the floor sets up options like staggers, zooms, flares that get you the ball already on the move, that get you the ball with an advantage, and that's how you want to play. That's how you operate best. So I think the Cavs are going to try and get Mobley and Allen the ball in the middle of the floor a lot versus the Magic in round one. Now, they don't necessarily need to run a separate action to do that, but let's take a look at that scissor action because sometimes that area isn't going to be open and it's going to be more difficult to make an entry pass to them in the middle of the floor. So for this action to work, the ball has to get entered into the wing first. Option number one is going to be the point guard cutting to the basket for a look under the rim. Then the four-man cuts off the five as well, and by this time there should be a lot of space near the top of the key for that five-man to have a clear path to come get the ball. And from there, it's pretty much open season. There's a lot of different one-hitting actions you can run from setting up in this spot. Lots of different reads you can make as an offensive player looking for advantages off the ball. And dribble handoffs are a big concept, a big part of this scissor concept. Ultimately, the scissor is just one concept, one little wrinkle come playoff time that the Cavs could try and use to get some offense going. Orlando's going to defend well, especially in the paint. They've been that way all year, and the Cavs are going to be reliant on consistently getting Donnie or DG the ball in advantage situations, i.e. handoffs, zooms, pin downs, flares, etc. Not only to help themselves play make, but also to get those two bigs going downhill on a roll. With guys like Strus, Dean Wade, Niang, Merrill, Levert, the Cavs should have enough shooting to fill in those gaps, but the real question is how well are those core four guys going to play together? And like I said, as far as Orlando is concerned, their best shot at winning this series is to hold Cleveland under 100 points in each game. But one thing I am looking for offensively is how much they run the inverted ball screen with Paolo Banchero. Joe Ingles, Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs are all guys who can run the pick and pop to get Paolo in matchup advantage. And from there, he really is just so good at reading the backside defense, mainly because of how much attention the defense is going to give him when he has the ball in his hands, that he might just be able to consistently recognize where the advantage is over and over and then pick the Cavs apart